Hello, I'm your guide through the tender hush of night, where shadows soften and memories glow. Welcome to Celebrity Obituary. Tonight, we turn the pages of history to share the captivating, authentic stories of 30 television legends who once lit up your screens with light, laughter, and truth. Join me as we journey through their triumphs, their struggles, and the legacies they've woven into the fabric of time. Tales you'll only find here on Celebrity Obituary, your home for unforgettable lives. Walter Cronkite, born in St. Joseph, Missouri, on November 4, 1916, was the steadfast voice of CBS Evening News, a man who became the most trusted man in America. For nearly 2 decades, he guided the nation through the turbulent 1960s and 1970s, announcing the moon landing with awe and John F. Kennedy's death with a trembling voice, his glasses lifted to wipe a tear. His journalistic integrity set a gold standard, making complex events feel personal and human. Cronkite's calm demeanor was a beacon during the Vietnam War, famously influencing public opinion with his rare editorial in 1968. He passed away on July 17, 2009, at 92, his heart succumbing to years of strain from cardiovascular disease. His legacy reminds us of the power of truth in journalism. In his steady gaze, we found a mirror for our collective conscience. Jill. Dando, born on November 9, 1961, in Weston-super-Mare, England, was a radiant presenter whose warmth illuminated BBC's Crime Watch and Holiday. Her journalistic career began at local papers before she rose to national fame, her empathetic style making her a household name. She fearlessly tackled crime stories, advocating for justice, but her life was tragically cut short on April 26, 1979, at 37, when she was assassinated on her doorstep in London, a crime that remains unsolved, shocking the nation. Dando's charity work, especially with children, revealed her compassionate heart, and her death spurred a renewed focus on public safety. Her smile, once a comfort to millions, now lives on in the Jill Dando Institute of Security and Crime Science, founded in her honor. Her story is a haunting reminder of the fragility of life. Some stars shine so brightly that even darkness cannot claim them. Peter Donaldson, born on August 23, 1945 in Cairo, Egypt, to a British military family, became a cornerstone of BBC Radio 4, his deep, authoritative voice delivering news to millions. Raised in England, he joined the BBC in 1970, covering everything, from royal events to global crises, with a gravitas that earned him widespread respect. Donaldson was known for his dry wit, often lightening the mood during late-night broadcasts, and his 2010 autobiography, Off Air, gave a rare glimpse into his personal warmth. He battled cancer for years, passing away on November 2, 2015 at 70, leaving behind a legacy of trust in radio journalism. His voice, a familiar comfort to generations, continues to resonate in the archives of the BBC. He taught us the power of a steady presence in turbulent times. A voice once heard can become a lifelong companion. Marie Torre, born on May 17, 1924 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, was a pioneering journalist at KDKA-TV, known for her fearless defense of press freedom. Starting as a columnist, she rose to prominence in the 1950s, famously going to jail for 10 days in 1958 to protect a source, a landmark case for journalistic ethics. Her sharp interviews with celebrities like Judy Garland revealed her tenacity, yet she remained a humble advocate for truth. Torre's career spanned decades, but lung cancer claimed her life on January 3, 1997, at 72, after years of smoking, took their toll. Her courage continues to inspire journalists to stand firm in the face of pressure. Her life was a testament to the cost of integrity. To stand for truth is to stand eternal, even in sacrifice. Sir Eric Pearce, born on March 5, 1905 in London, England, became a broadcasting legend in Melbourne, Australia, after emigrating in the 1930s. Knighted for his contributions, Pearce was a newsreader at GTV9, his polished demeanor and British accent making him a beloved figure in Australian homes during the early days of television. He covered major events like the 1956 Melbourne Olympics, his elegance earning him the nickname the Prince of Newsreaders. Pierce retired in 1978, but remained a cultural icon, passing away in 1997 at 92, his cause of death unpublicized, but attributed to old age. His legacy lies in bringing sophistication to Australian broadcasting, a standard still admired today. He showed us the timeless power of grace. Grace, once shared, becomes a gift that spans generations. Al Sanders, born on March 13, 1941, in St. Louis, Missouri, was a cherished anchor at WJZ-TV in Baltimore. His warm smile and nightly comfort to viewers. Starting as a radio DJ, he transitioned to television in the 1970s, becoming one of the first African-American anchors in the region. Breaking barriers with his talent, Sanders co-anchored the 5 p.m. news with Jerry Turner. Their chemistry a local treasure, and his community work with youth programs revealed his generous heart. Lung cancer, a cruel thief, took him on May 5, 1995 at 54, leaving Baltimore in mourning. His legacy lives on in the diversity he helped foster in media and the lives he touched. His smile was a bridge across divides. A smile can heal more than a wound. It can heal a city. Barbara Frum, born on September 8, 1937, in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, was a journalistic titan on CBC's The Journal, her incisive interviews peeling back layers of the human experience. Raised in a Jewish family, she began as a freelance writer before joining CBC Radio, eventually hosting As It Happens, and later The Journal in 1982. Her 1985 interview with Nelson Mandela's daughter showcased her ability to connect deeply, earning her international acclaim. Frum battled leukemia for 18 years, passing away on March 26, 1992 at 54. Her loss felt across Canada. Her legacy endures in the Barbara Frum Library and the standard she set for thoughtful journalism. She taught us the power of a curious mind. To ask with care is to uncover the soul of the world. Ralph Rennick, born on August 9, 1928 in New York City, became a trailblazer in Miami at WTVJ, where he anchored news for over 30 years, starting in 1950. Known as the father of South Florida television news, Rennick pioneered on-air editorials fearlessly, addressing issues like segregation and corruption, often at personal risk. His deep voice and commanding presence made him a trusted figure, and he won multiple Emmy Awards for his work. Rennick's health declined after contracting hepatitis, likely from a blood transfusion, and he passed away on July 11, 1991, at 62. His innovations in local news continue to influence the industry, a testament to his vision. His voice shaped a region's conscience. A bold voice can echo far beyond its time. Knowlton Nash, born on November 18, 1927, in Toronto, Canada, was the face of CBC's The National, anchoring from 1978 to 1988 with a steady, reassuring presence. A former war correspondent, Nash covered the Korean War before joining CBC, where he rose to Director of News, shaping Canadian journalism with his commitment to fairness. His memoir, History on the Run, detailed his adventures, from interviewing Che Guevara to witnessing history unfold. Nash battled Parkinson's disease for years, passing away on May 24, 2014 at 86. His legacy a cornerstone of Canadian media. He taught us that journalism is a sacred trust. His calm demeanor was a lighthouse in stormy times. In stability, we find the strength to face the unknown. Marvin Zindler, born on August 10, 1921 in Houston, Texas, was a flamboyant KTRK-TV reporter, known for his white suits, plastic surgery, and fearless exposés. A former sheriff, Zindler gained fame for shutting down the infamous Chicken Ranch brothel in 1973, inspiring the musical The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. His weekly Rat and Roach report held restaurants accountable, and his advocacy for the underprivileged earned him a devoted following. Pancreatic cancer ended his vibrant life on July 29, 2007, at 85, but his spirit of justice lives on in Houston. Zindler's colorful career showed that boldness can change lives. His legacy is a reminder to fight for the voiceless. Courage, even in spectacle, can move mountains. Peter Sissons, born on July 17, 1942, in Liverpool, England, was a respected newsreader for BBC and ITN. His calm delivery a steady hand through crises like the 1989 Hillsborough disaster. Starting at ITN in 1964, he later joined the BBC, anchoring Question Time with a sharp intellect. Sissons was known for his integrity, famously criticizing the BBC's coverage of the Queen Mother's death in 2002, a stance that sparked debate but cemented his principles. He passed away on October 1, 2019, at 77, after a battle with leukemia, leaving a legacy of journalistic rigor. His career spanned decades of change, yet he remained a constant. He showed us the power of unwavering principles. Integrity, once chosen, becomes a lifelong compass. Edwin Newman, born on January 25, 1919 in New York City, was a linguistic purist at NBC News, his wit and clarity shaping broadcast journalism for over 30 years. Starting as a correspondent in the 1940s, he covered events like the Kennedy assassination and hosted Today with a dry humor that endeared him to viewers. Newman authored books on language, like Strictly Speaking, championing clear communication in an era of jargon. Pneumonia claimed him on August 13, 2010 at 91, after a long, fulfilled life. His legacy lies in the precision he brought to words, a standard still admired. He reminded us that language is a sacred tool. Words, when crafted with care, become bridges to eternity. James Dibble, born on February 8, 1923 in Sydney, Australia, was a broadcasting pioneer, reading Australia's first television news bulletin on ABC in 1956. A former teacher, Dibble joined the ABC in 1947, his clear diction and warm presence making him a national treasure for 27 years. He covered historic events like the 1962 Commonwealth Games, and his retirement in 1983 was marked by a heartfelt farewell from viewers. Dibble passed away on December 13, 2010, at 87, after a battle with cancer, leaving behind a legacy of trust in Australian media. His voice was the sound of a nation's growth, a steady guide through change. He showed us the power of beginnings. The first note of a song can resonate for decades. Art Linkletter, born on July 17, 1912, in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada, but raised in San Diego, California, was the genial host of House Party, a show that ran for 25 years, delighting audiences with humor and heart. Known for his Kids Say the Darndest Things segment, Linkletter's warmth made him a beloved figure, earning him multiple Emmys. He survived personal tragedies, including the loss of 2 children, yet his optimism never wavered, inspiring millions. Through his books and philanthropy, Linkletter passed away on May 26, 2010 at 97, of natural causes. His life a testament to resilience. His laughter continues to echo in the memories of those he touched. He taught us the healing power of joy. Laughter, shared with love, becomes a timeless balm. Kevin Crease, born on May 8, 1936 in Adelaide, Australia, was a revered newsreader at 9 Network, his authoritative voice a staple in South Australian homes for over 30 years. Starting at ABC, Crease moved to commercial television in 1977, covering events like the 1983 Ash Wednesday bushfires with empathy and precision. Known for his mentorship of young journalists, he was a father figure in the industry, his integrity earning him the Order of Australia Medal. Cancer claimed him on April 1, 2007 at 70, but his legacy endures in the standards he set. Crease's voice was a comforting constant, a reminder of home for many. He showed us the power of steadfast presence. A steady voice can anchor a community through any storm. Mike Wallace, born on May 9, 1918 in Brookline, Massachusetts, was a titan of investigative journalism on CBS's 60 Minutes, his fearless interviews exposing corruption and injustice for over 40 years. Starting as a radio announcer, Wallace joined 60 Minutes at its 1968 launch, confronting figures like Richard Nixon and Ayatollah Khomeini with unyielding questions. His 1982 report on Vietnam veterans' struggles earned him one of 21 Emmy Awards, showcasing his commitment to the marginalized. Wallace passed away on April 7, 2012 at 93 of natural causes, his legacy a benchmark for journalistic courage. His tenacity reshaped how we see the world, one story at a time. He taught us that truth is worth the fight, To chase the truth is to light the darkest corners. Charmaine Dragon, born on March 21, 1978, in Perth, Australia, was a rising star at 10 News, her radiant smile and professionalism earning her a loyal following. Of Croatian descent, Dragan began her career at a local radio station before joining 10 News in 2004, covering major stories like the 2004 Boxing Day tsunami aftermath with sensitivity. Despite her success, she struggled with depression, a battle hidden behind her bright exterior, and tragically took her own life on November 2, 2007, at 29, while vacationing in Sydney. Her death sparked conversations about mental health in media, a cause now championed in her name. Dragan's warmth touched countless lives, a bittersweet reminder of the fragility beneath fame. She taught us to look deeper. Even the brightest stars can hide the heaviest shadows. Kenneth Kendall, born on August 7, 1924, in India to British parents, was a broadcasting pioneer, becoming the BBC's first on-screen newsreader in 1955. His polished delivery setting a standard for elegance. Raised in Cornwall, England, Kendall served in World War II before joining the BBC, later presenting Treasure Hunt with his trademark charm. Known for his love of art, he retired to run a gallery, but returned to broadcasting in his later years, a testament to his passion. Kendall ended his life on December 14, 2012 at 88, after a stroke left him unable to live independently, a choice that reflected his fierce autonomy. His legacy lies in the grace he brought to every frame, a timeless figure in British television. He showed us the power of dignity in all things. Elegance in life and choice leaves an everlasting mark. Jim Vance, born on January 10, 1942 in Ardmore, Pennsylvania, was a Washington, D.C. icon, anchoring WRC-TV's news for 45 years with authenticity and grit. One of the first African-American anchors in the region, Vance broke barriers, covering the 1977 Hanafi Muslim siege with courage that earned him an Emmy. Open about his struggles with addiction, he became a beacon of recovery, inspiring others with his vulnerability. Lung cancer took him on July 22, 2017 at 75, but his impact on DC remains profound, honored by the city naming a street after him. Vance's warmth and honesty made him a friend to viewers, a legacy of connection. He taught us the strength in being real. Authenticity, once shared, becomes a bond that time cannot break. Leonard Parkin, born on June 2, 1929 in Yorkshire, England, was a respected newsreader for BBC and ITN. His thoughtful delivery, a steady presence during the 1970s and 1980s. Starting as a reporter, Parkin covered the 1969 moon landing for ITN, later anchoring News at 1 with a depth that earned him admiration. Known for his love of literature, he often quoted poetry on air, bringing a unique humanity to news. Spinal cancer claimed him on September 20, 1993, at 64 after a painful battle. But his legacy endures in the warmth he brought to journalism. Parkin's career was a bridge between facts and feeling, a rare balance in his field. He reminded us that news can have a heart. A gentle word in a harsh world can echo forever. Dick Clark, born on November 30, 1929 in Mount Vernon, New York, was America's eternal teenager, hosting American Bandstand for over 30 years, bringing rock and roll into living rooms. Starting as a radio DJ, Clark joined Bandstand in 1956, introducing legends like Elvis Presley and the Beatles to the world, earning him the title America's Oldest Teenager. He also created Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, a tradition still alive today, ringing in each year with joy. A stroke ended his life on April 18, 2012, at 82, but his youthful spirit continues to inspire. Clark's legacy is the soundtrack of generations, a reminder of music's unifying power. He taught us that joy can be timeless. Music through one man's heart can make the world dance forever. Peter Woods, born on November 8, 1930 in London, England, was a BBC newsreader whose quiet dignity brought calm to turbulent times. From the 1968 Soviet invasion of Czechoslovakia to the 1979 Iranian Revolution. Starting as a reporter, Woods joined the BBC in the 1950s, his measured tone earning him trust across Britain, and he later presented Panorama with a thoughtful depth. Known for his love of sailing, He often spoke of the sea as his escape, a metaphor for his serene presence on air. Woods passed away on March 22, 1995 at 64 after a long illness. His death mourned by colleagues and viewers alike. His legacy lies in the stability he offered, a steady hand in a chaotic world. He reminded us that calm can be a powerful force. Dignity in its quiet strength can weather any storm. Sir Alistair Burnett, born on July 12, 1928 in Sheffield, England, was a pillar of ITN, his gravitas defining British news for over 30 years, from the 1964 election to Princess Diana's wedding in 1981. Starting as a print journalist, Burnett joined ITN in 1963, becoming a lead anchor known for his meticulous preparation and warm delivery. Knighted in 1984, he was a national treasure, often called the voice of Britain, and his love for history shone through in his documentaries. A stroke took him on July 20, 2012 at 84, but his legacy of trust endures in British journalism. Burnett's career was a masterclass in integrity, a standard for generations. He showed us the power of a trusted voice. Trust, once built, becomes a foundation for all to stand on. Harvey Kirk, born on October 14, 1928 in New Liskeard, Ontario, Canada, was a beloved anchor of CTV National News, his warm baritone a fixture in Canadian homes from 1963 to 1984. Starting as a radio announcer, Kirk joined CTV at its inception, covering events like the 1970 FLQ crisis with empathy and clarity, earning him the Order of Canada. Known for his mentorship, he nurtured young journalists, leaving a lasting impact on the industry. Heart failure claimed him on February 18, 2002 at 73, but his warmth continues to resonate in Canadian media. Kirk's legacy is the connection he fostered, a bridge between news and heart. He taught us the power of kindness in storytelling. Warmth given freely can light even the darkest nights. Reginald Bosanquet, born on August 9, 1932 in London, England, was a charismatic ITN newsreader, his wit and charm making him a viewer favorite in the 1970s, despite occasional on-air gaffes that only endeared him more. Starting as a foreign correspondent, Bosanquet covered the 1967 Six-Day War before anchoring news at 10, often with a twinkle in his eye that hinted at his playful side. Known for his love of red wine, he once admitted to sipping during broadcasts, a quirk that became legendary. Pancreatic cancer took him on May 27, 1984 at 51, a loss felt deeply by colleagues and fans. Bosanquet's legacy lies in the humanity he brought to news, a reminder of our shared imperfections. He showed us that charm can soften even the hardest stories. Wit, paired with heart, becomes a melody that lingers. George Alajaya, born on November 22, 1955, in Colombo, Sri Lanka, and raised in Ghana and England, was a BBC newsreader whose empathetic reporting touched millions, from the 1994 Rwandan genocide to the 2011 Arab Spring. Joining the BBC in 1989, Alajaya anchored BBC News at 6, his gentle demeanor and global perspective earning him the OBE in 2008. Of Tamil descent, he often spoke of his immigrant roots, bringing a unique lens to his work, and his 2006 memoir, A Home from Home, reflected his journey. Bowel cancer claimed him on July 24, 2023. At 67, after a 9-year battle, his loss mourned worldwide. Alajaya's legacy is the humanity he brought to every story, a bridge between cultures. He taught us the power of empathy in journalism. Empathy in every word builds bridges where walls once stood. Brian Naylor, born on January 21, 1931 in Melbourne, Australia, was a trusted newsreader for 7 and 9 networks, his 40-year career making him a household name across Victoria. Starting at ABC Radio, Naylor moved to television in the 1950s, anchoring Melbourne's first news bulletin on HSV7 in 1956, and later joined 9, where he covered the 1988 Seoul Olympics with professionalism. Known for his love of flying, he often piloted his own plane, a passion that tragically led to his death in a crash on February 7, 2009, at 78, alongside his wife, Moiré. Naylor's legacy lies in the trust he built, a cornerstone of Australian news. His warmth and reliability made him a friend to viewers, a voice of home. He reminded us that trust is a sacred bond. Trust, once earned, can soar even in the final flight. Andrew Gardner, born on September 25, 1932, in Buckinghamshire, England, was a steady anchor at ITN, his calm delivery a reassuring presence during the 1970s, from the 1974 Turkish invasion of Cyprus to the 1979 Thatcher election. Starting as a reporter, Gardner joined ITN in 1961, co-anchoring News at 10 with Reginald Bosanquet, their partnership a viewer favorite. Known for his love of gardening, he often found solace in nature, a balance to the intensity of news. A stroke took him on April 2, 1999, at 66, but his legacy of professionalism endures in British television. Gardner's quiet strength was a rock for viewers, a reminder of stability in chaos. He taught us the power of calm in crisis. Calm in the storm becomes a shelter for all. Cliff Michaelmore, born on December 11, 1919 in Cowes, Isle of Wight, England, was a BBC presenter whose warmth on Tonight and Holiday made him a national treasure, hosting from 1957 to 1986. A former RAF squadron leader, Michaelmore began at BBC Radio, transitioning to television with a conversational style that felt like a fireside chat, covering everything from the 1966 Aberfan disaster to light-hearted travel segments. His 1967 interview with a young David Bowie showcased his ability to spot talent, a moment now iconic. Michaelmore passed away on March 17, 2016, at 96 of natural causes, his death marking the end of an era. His legacy lies in the connection he fostered, a voice of comfort for generations. He reminded us that storytelling can heal. A story told with heart can warm the coldest nights. Larry King, born on November 19, 1933, in Brooklyn, New York, was the suspenders-wearing host of Larry King Live on CNN. His curiosity and conversational style redefining the talk show for 25 years. Starting as a radio host in Miami, King joined CNN in 1985. Interviewing everyone from Nelson Mandela to Lady Gaga, his 50,000 interviews a testament to his relentless drive. Known for his folksy charm, he never prepared questions, letting conversations flow naturally, a method that drew out raw honesty. King passed away on January 23, 2021, at 87, from complications of COVID-19. His loss felt globally. His legacy is the connection he built, a bridge between viewers and the world's most fascinating minds. He taught us the power of a simple question. To ask with curiosity is to connect with eternity. As the night deepens, we close this chapter of memory, their faces glowing like embers in the dark. These 30 souls, journalists, presenters, storytellers, gave us more than news. They gave us connection, courage, and the courage to feel. Their voices, though silenced, still whisper through time, reminding us that to live with purpose is to leave a light that never fades. Let their stories inspire us to seek truth, to share warmth, and to listen deeply. If their legacies have moved, you please subscribe to our channel. We'll continue to honor their memories together in the quiet glow of night.